Hey everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Show. 15 whole seconds early. And hope everybody's had a good week. It is Saturday, May 4th, 2023. And I am here thinking about all this stuff, everything's been going on during the week. And most of it is personal experience, okay? I wanted to talk about first as a topic, right? Cryptids, Bigfoot, Dogman, anything, the cryptids, okay? That's how I wanted to start. But this being the quantum show, we never know where it's going to end up, right? Never know. So that's fine too. And yeah, I got notifications, and I am going to be going to the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot conference. Let me get the date back up. It's in Gatlinburg. Yeah, it is in Gatlinburg, and neat place, Gatlinburg. East Tennessee's got all the stuff going on, right? They got uh, Bigfoot all over the place. I mean, there's a reason people are fans of it out east Tennessee because they're all over the place. Shingoji lives out there. Okay, let's see. When is this thing happening? July 22nd, 2023. I will be there. And it's going to be fun. I'm going to go around just like I did the last time and talk to people, but this time I'm going to record it. I'm going to ask for people to say, hey, I would like you to be on my little blog, whatever, called Quantum Show. I want to talk about it and get personal stories. You know what? The last time when I went to the conference this year rather, or yeah, last year, when I went there, I talked to vendors and authors and people who make their stuff, right? Okay, not everyone had an interest in the Bigfoot as a topic. Not everyone had an experience, but all of them had experiences with either ghosts or UFOs. Every single person I talked to, even Jeff Meldrum, has seen a UFO. I talked to him. I gave him the on the spot interview, and yeah, Shingoji was standing right next to me when I was talking to him. I was like, what I asked him was, hey, when you were out doing your research out in the field, did you ever see any aliens or UFOs? He goes, well, not when I was doing that. No, I never saw an alien while I was doing Bigfoot expedition. However, I did see one when I was in college. He saw lights in the sky. That's what he saw. He said, huh, that's weird. Back to life. Just like we all do. We see weird stuff. We look at it. We go, huh, that's interesting. I'm busy. Which is how you miss things. Okay, that's exactly how I missed one. Okay, I remember it. It was 3 years ago. I was on the interstate and I was going from one to another. Right, big exit. And unfortunately, I was driving and I saw two lights in the sky. And I was like, huh, it's an overcast day. They're not supposed to be there. And then I saw a break in the clouds, and it looked like someone was lifting up. You're in a dark room, and there's a curtain on the door, a blackout curtain, and it looked like someone stuck their two fingers or something, and lifted up that curtain, and it was flat on one side, but it was at a big angle, and it just opened up like that. And I was driving. I couldn't stop and film. I had the camera, but I could not stop and film because I was literally on the interstate driving in traffic. So I just kept checking, looking. I would look. I saw the two lights. I looked again. That thing had opened up, and one of the lights were gone. Uh, I reported this to Richie on GUFON at that time. And then when I looked back again, there was one light. No, two lights, then the thing. And then I looked back, one light and the thing. And then I looked back again, it was all gone. And it lasted that long. And that's all I saw, right? That was the UFO sighting. That was my best UFO sighting. I have seen lights. Cannot say what they were. That's all I can say, right? I have seen lights in the sky. But Jeff Meldrum is a witness. He's a UFO witness. And I didn't get any of it on tape. What I was doing was I was talking to everybody that I could get to talk to me, mostly vendors, okay, and Jeff Meldrum. I waited in line with Shingoji so he could get autographs. I don't do autographs. And when he got up there, I was right next to him and I was talking to him. I was like, hey, Dr. Meldrum. He's a doctor. He is. Hey, Dr. Meldrum, have you ever seen aliens, UFOs? And he told me that story. I was like, that's awesome. Remember that. I want you to start looking. Of course, he didn't listen to me. I'm just some dude in a Star Wars shirt. And yes, I was in a Star Wars shirt. And, okay. All right, I'm getting off of Facebook. If you need to get in touch with me, don't use Facebook. Use Twitter. And that way I can hear it come in. I can't hear it Facebook. But, so that was the UFO I saw. And that's the UFO Jeff Meldrum saw. He only saw a light in the sky, and that was pretty much it. He goes, huh, that's weird, and went back to life. Hey, Monty, welcome back. Thanks for coming by, talking cryptids, and as far as the personal experiences go, right? I went, okay, personal experience, cryptid. I don't know what this thing was. I think I was about 8 years old, 7 years old. And one of the last times we went as a family when we were kids out to this place, I don't know where we were, called Junkyard Cave, right? There was us and there's a couple of friends of ours, and we were walking through the woods. It was fall, and I'm little, so I'm walking through the woods and I see movement, and I look, and it's this ultra black looking like an animal, like a medium-sized dog, but it was just a big black furry, shaggy mass. And I saw it walk, and it kind of dove into the ground. I thought it went into a big hole. So I just affixed my eyes on it, totally affixed my eyes to it, started walking straight to it. I got over there. There was no trace of anything having been there. We're in the woods. I'm looking for tracks. There's leaves on the ground. It's fall, right? And I'm looking at where we came from. You could clearly see where we walked through the woods because it's like 4 or 5 kids and 2 adults, and we're walking through leaves. You could see them. You could hear them. I didn't hear this thing make any noise. That was something in the woods. Gone. Totally gone. And I've never forgotten that. I do forget how old I was. I was suffering from a head injury, y'all. Well, I got rewired, so I was getting better. And that is the only encounter I've had in the woods. I look into this stuff because it's so fascinating. Bigfoot and Dogman. Okay? Bigfoot, Dogman. And there are lots of other sightings of other things. Ohio has a frogman creature. One sighting. It's been one sighting. Somebody in Ohio, so I will have to look this up. Somebody in Ohio saw on the side of a road a big, looked like a person crouched down. However, when they got close to it to try to like ask if there's anything they could do, or yeah, Loveland, Ohio. Ohio's most famous cryptid. Okay, there we go. The Loveland Frogman. I think that's, yeah, Ohio's, yeah. I will leave a note, and this is, I don't know what exactly this is, so I will just leave a note, charlestonterrors.com, and I will keep that for the show. Show notes, sorry. And that's local. I try to stay local, right? Oh, I'm not. I'm not going to. No personal experience. It's out there. I'm not even going to mention the name, Loch Ness Monster, but not that word. Okay, Monty? Have I satisfied the parameters of this little request? I won't mention it because I have no experience, I have uh, no idea about it. So, no problem. Not going to talk about it. I won't talk about it. Somebody else might talk about it. And, all right. That note is taken, and I will actually put this in the chat room for people to look at in a new tab if they so want to. And it's something you can just read. Hey, YJ, how you doing? I said hi to other people before you got here, and I said hi to everybody so far. All right, there is, this is off the top of Google search, okay? This is not, I've heard of it. It's local. Other local things are, well, this is Tennessee. We got Bigfoot, and I know of one Bigfoot that lives right down the road from here, about an hour away. There's this lady, not going to talk her name, right? I've talked about it before. She has a creature living behind her. Oh, okay. Well, I have gotten a message from Twitter. Someone is contacting me with that way. So I'm going to go check it out. But she lives about an hour away from here. She has a creature that she works with, leaving food, leaving offerings, and it doesn't bother her. Okay. So she leaves out. It has not messed with her because she respects it. That's something else around here. This is Appalachia. Even if it's Nashville City, it's still Appalachia. And we know better. We know to get along, or something's gonna, or you'll disappear. For real. Get along with the local fauna, or you will disappear. That's true. Okay, I will check out you on Twitter, Monty, right now. Going over there right now. And I want to see what that was about. Yeah, for some reason it came up on your. I wonder why. But, I've got Twitter going on here on the phone. Now I don't see it. Okay. Okay, Twitter up here. No problem. And, okay, Shingoji has activity at his place. He has found footprint after footprint, but they're only single ones, nothing leading up to it, human or not. And I mentioned that before. Okay. And I'm going to meet up with him. We've got time to plan. It's not that far from here. 4 hours or so. Not that far from here. I just show up. And they're like, okay. He's like, cool, man. Hey, what's going on? Telescope, camera, projector, weird old movies. He bought a house up there, and it's cool. Okay. Alien Girl Amy is having a premiere right now, and I think it might be over by now, but I'm not sure. The title said something about 5 minutes, and let's see. Okay, Monty has sent me something that was posted. Ah ha ha! It's a meme. That is a good one. Cryptocurrency, quarters, coins with Bigfoot, Mothman, Chupacabra, and Loch Ness Monster on them, coins with them on cryptocurrency. Har, har, har. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go and make a statement. I don't think Mothman is a cryptid. I don't think he's a cryptid. I don't think. Let's define what a cryptid is. Hidden animal. Okay? Cryptid is a hidden, unknown animal that lives here on the planet. Okay? I don't think he's a cryptid. I think he is extraterrestrial. I think he is off-world, and he came here. And if you follow Indrid Cold, then you will. There is a big link to that, right? That's another big story I'm not going to get into. Okay. Luckily, I'm not out of coffee yet. I will touch on Indrid Cold a little bit. Indrid Cold appeared to. Let me just bring up a story. He was an alien that approached a person without speaking to him. Smiling man, humanoid entity, Cryptid Wiki fandom, right? Let's just open it up. And I will be, of course, links will be in the show after the show. Links will be in the description after the show. I didn't put any description on, so you never know what you're going to get, because I never know what's going to happen. Something could happen right now, and it would be part of the show. It's the nature of the quantum. Yeah, and I know I throw that word around a lot. I can't think of another one. I mean, I have been all week long. Things that never stop happening, right? I never stop getting repeating numbers, getting sequential numbers. Never, it never stops. And, all right, Indrid Cold. Indrid Cold, commonly known as the Smiling Man, is an allegedly humanoid entity. Nickname comes from the being's tendency to smile at almost everyone encountered him. It is said that he still visits West Virginia to this day. That's where that happened. And let's see, human-like in appearance, although he is commonly associated with UFO activity and is sometimes believed to be an alien. You think? It is also believed to be possible that he is connected with the Men in Black. Also true. I don't know. In his first sighting, he was described as being over 6 feet tall, wearing a reflective green suit, not a bodysuit, just a suit, with a black belt. He had a dark complexion and small beady eyes set far apart. He was described as not having any nose, ears, or hair. So, no nose, no ears, no hair. He was bald. And I would like to get a artist's rendition just of what they see in their head. Nose, ears, or hair. In his second encounter, his suit was said to be blue instead of green, but still retained its reflective property. Other than that, he was described as looking perfectly natural with slicked back hair. There's hair. A coat with the 2 top buttons unbuttoned. Means like business casual. And having pants lighter than the coat, but still the same material. He was also described as being quite tan, though not dark, and looking like any normal human being. Now, I do have some experience with trying to look like a normal human being and not succeeding. I don't know what it is, but when I was in Indiana, I was at that convention and I saw. Hi, Tim. Welcome back to the Quantum Show, man. Thank you. Thanks for making it here. When I was in Indiana, I saw 3 people that looked like humans with particular features. But then I was able to look past it and I saw what I swear they didn't pixelate or blur, but I could perceive 2 different visages of these people. Okay, the skinny one, the big one, not so much. The big one stayed the big one, but they did not look regular. Okay, I've explained this before. So I don't. Okay, enough about Indrid Cold. And I didn't go into the woods of Indiana. There are woods in Indiana. Indiana, I was shocked to find out it's considered a northern state, but then you don't have cities like Indianapolis in the south, named Indianapolis. So that's that. Indrid Cold. I need to get that link. And this is just general information, right? So, about Indrid Cold. Okay. And, oh, I need to give a shout out to Jeff Meldrum. That was a lot of typing for not a whole lot. He is listed as an anthropologist, and he does go with the Idaho State University. He does go with the, it is a forgotten, hidden animal, totally biological. I cannot agree with that. I cannot agree with it being a totally physical, biological creature. He is quantum. He can bend light, or at least escape the realm of light. Figure that one out. And looking up at the questions, 6 more personal. Okay, hold on. YJ is talking in the chat, and it looks interesting. Let's see what am I saying? What is he saying here? So it's been an interest of mine, so I believe in him. So I think you're talking about Jeff Meldrum, right? And I've found. Wait, no, not Jeff Meldrum. Indrid Cold. Understood. Hold on a second. Again. Nobody wants to hear me but me and you. So I shut the door. Sorry about that. Yeah, talking about Indrid Cold. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. YJ? Oh my gosh. Okay. StreamYard is messing up on me on the computer. I need to. Nothing seems silly, right? Nothing seems. Hey, Raven! Great, you're here. I'm glad you're here. I just see that you're here now. No, that's not dumb at all. That is not dumb at all. I know. Please tell me you have seen uh, Hellier. Please tell me you've seen Hellier, because Hellier is where it's at, right? Hellier, they go deep into Indrid Cold, and if you have not, yeah, okay, well, it was there. No, you don't. There's no seeing things. When you see things, they're things that are seen. You're not making stuff up. I don't really. It really bugs me when I hear somebody saying you imagined it, or you mistook it for something else. No, 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 no. When it's right there in front of, when there's an entity right there in front of you, I have that experience right over there in the cemetery. When there's an entity right there in front of you, you are trying to disbelieve. You are seeing something that does not compute. Some of us have filters that say, nope, this didn't exist, and they block out the entire experience. I refuse that. I refuse to block out the experiences. And hey Joe, thanks for coming into the Quantum Show. Yes, okay. I am going to make Hellier required watching for the Quantum Show, because those guys hit it. They did it. They did everything right. And even if you look at the behind the scenes, if you buy the DVD, buy the Blu-ray, look behind the scenes, that is they didn't like jazz it up any. They didn't need to. Weirdness does not need jazzing up. Weirdness is weirdness. And it's not every day. The stuff, the synchronicities are every day. Like they're all the time seeing certain things. And never ends. They will attest to it. It never ever ends. Once you're in it, and it follows you. You get some kind of glow about you, and stuff just happens. Right, Raven? How about them mailboxes? You know what I'm talking about. And everything just happens again, 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 again. And yeah, if you haven't seen Hellier, watch Hellier. It is free on YouTube. It's also on Amazon Prime. I suggest Amazon because you get better quality from Amazon than you do from YouTube. Go figure. Yeah. Hellier Episode 1, Planet Weird. YJ, you are correct. That is the one. And I was a member of their museum club for a little while. Pay $15 a month and you get exclusive stuff and things. They go deep. They go real deep. They get the hardware. And I'm not talking about the EMF and the stuff you see on TV. They got a Shiva helmet. They got a God helmet, or had one. I think they're building one or built one. That was about a year ago. And cool, YJ. Please do watch it. You will love it. Be patient. They're millennials. Okay? They're not Zoomers. They're millennials. So I try to make friends with them. And I don't know. They acted like I was trying to steal their show or make them look bad. I did not want to make them look bad. Not in the least. I wanted to do what I could to chip in, more than $15 a month. I would like to go. They're in Ohio. They're in Ohio, along with the Frogman. They're in Ohio. Last I heard, they're in Ohio. Um, but yeah, I tried. It didn't work out. Me talking to them personally, and you know, they tried to run me off. So I'm just kind of like a general fan right now. I'm not trying to get in touch with them. Um, but just didn't work out. But between they were like, oh no, no, go away, nope, nope, no, ignore, ignore, ignore. They were like that with me. I don't know why. I wasn't being intrusive. I was talking to them and saying, oh yeah, this is something I recognize. This, and I didn't tell no big long stories. That's what this is for. I was saying this is a cool version of something that happened, or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a couple of years since I tried to talk to them. They're doing their thing. They're happy. I'm still a fan, right? Though I'm not a museum member anymore because they pretty much, I don't know. Of all the groups I've been in, I've always come away with one or two people following me or friends in some social media or real life. Not with Hellier. I was there for a year, $15 a month for a year or something. And nobody wanted to talk. I don't know, different wavelength, different thought, different framework. I don't know, but still, go, and it's a good show. They put on a good show. They edit right, and hopefully they get everything uh, doing for Hellier season 3 because they got 1 and 2. They're both on YouTube and Amazon. Season 3, they're gathering up material for the same story. Good show. They do very well. And even though they're not a friend of mine, I am a friend of theirs. They're quantum. Got to figure out what that means. They know what it means. They know what it means. Hey, Newkirk, CAF. Never forget. Open that portal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Raven is saying it is slow at the beginning, but stay with it. It will be. Yeah, it to me it reminded me of a big, like a murder investigation. It did. It's just like, but there was no murder. But it went together like that kind of story where all the clues are here and nothing makes sense, and all of a sudden something comes in and starts to link everything together. That's what it reminded me of. And it was a great ending. And it's not ended yet. There's links to caves, Indrid Cold, cryptids. They had all kinds of. Okay, they were out at a cabin, and there was something banging around, making noises out in the cabin. Wood knocks, total Bigfoot references, everything Bigfoot reference, and yeah, synchronicities were crazy off the charts. And when they were at that cabin, they went out and they did a small offering. All the noises seemed to not stop, but they dialed themselves down, and everybody felt better. It was stressful at first. In the cabin, in the middle of the woods, on like a vacation, like a, what do they call it? Airbnb, Airbnb type cabin. And when they were out there, it was stressful. But then after she did her small offering, everything calmed down and everybody felt better. And they were still freaked out. I think the freak out part was for the show's sake, because when you start doing this stuff, nothing freaks you out. The weird, you expect it. Like, okay, I expect things to be in the woods. So when they finally show up, I am not too freaked out about it. I'm surprised and a little, you know, is it a bear? Is it a gnome? I think I caught a gnome in one of my earlier Dicina videos. I still have those. I still have them. Um, but I think I got a gnome. It was something about 2 or so feet tall, walking through the woodlines, very skinny, and I swear it looked pointed at the top. Not sure about that, right? But it looked like something was walking through the woodline, just inside the woodline. And it's not a big patch of woods that's out here, okay? The big patch of woods is over there, not right here. Right here is just, it's a little bit between the church drive and the creek, and there's the road. Not a big, but that's where everything is being seen, and the bush directly across from it. So, oh yeah, there are critters around here, but I don't think there are going to be. I saw an armadillo. Armadillos are big, okay? They are typically ground dwelling. They do not climb trees. I'm thinking, could it be an armadillo? I didn't see how an armadillo could climb up in this tree, especially when the armadillo's eyes are so small. These were not small. They look like giant possum eyes, is what it looked like, right? Forward facing, very round, very wide, two sets, right? One in one tree and one in a bush. And yeah, I do offerings, dude. I do offerings. I do offerings. I don't do them very frequently, but the last time I did an offering, an iPhone showed up working. I'm using an iPhone and an iPad. I'm using the iPad right now. That's this. And yeah. Uh, but that was an offering to the forest, and it seems like the forest came back and said, "Thank you. Here you go. Here's something. Here's some human junk for you. I got human junk." Yeah. And I just make general offerings and let them decide to do what they want. So yeah, that's pretty much my cryptid experience. But I've looked at so many reports and accounts, and I'm going to stick with Dogman or Bigfoot for right now, because there's a lot more to go with Bigfoot that won't like murder you. Dogman, he's pretty crazy, right? But Jeff Meldrum is convinced he's just some kind of an ape or some kind of forgotten hominid that's just really good at hiding. Yeah, no shit, he's good at hiding. Extraplanar, can bend light or escape the realm of light. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means gravity. You get out of gravity, you get out of light. Okay, you have gravity. You start manipulating gravity. Light starts acting funny around whatever you're doing. Look it up. Go look at the '60s. They have you can buy one of these things. It's like okay. I looked it up maybe 10 years ago. There is a gravity increaser that you can buy, but it only works a little bit. It's from the '60s. It looks like a meat scale. Okay, the one I saw looked like a big meat scale. It was about yay big. It was about maybe 18 inches, 2 feet wide. Had a surface, but it wasn't stainless steel. It was made of something. I guess plastic. I don't know. And it was for sale for $5,000. Okay, and it was meant to increase the weight. Now, when I say increase the weight, I'm talking by like grams and ounces, not make a feather weigh 50 pounds. It was to such a slight increase. You have to have and it's a scale. It looked like a meat scale, and it had something. That's what I remember, and that was a long time ago that I looked that up. So go look it up. The experiments. I need to look that up myself, and I will link something. Yeah, the '60s was a great time, right? The '60s was a great time. You could buy uranium easy in the '60s, and you had to process it into something they didn't want weaponized, right? So you could buy unrefined, and you had to have whatever. And yeah, check it out. Gravity has a measurable effect on light. You affect gravity, you affect light. And somebody else is he's in Canada. John Hutchison. John Hutchison knows about this stuff. He has been messing with he got there were kids' toys. Um, John Hutchison has messed with gravity for years. He refuses to be paid for any of it because he doesn't want to be owned by anybody. And I agree with him. Unfortunately, that kind of stymies research. And his note taking ability is not pretty straightforward. He doesn't publish anything because he doesn't write in such a format as to be able to let it be peer reviewed. Okay, peer review is it's good, but it's if it's this, it's not that. That's how they cut out what to look at and what not to look at. Peer review now has its ups and downs. Okay, it means more people have seen it, sure, but um, also means that you have to meet their criteria. You have to put it in their format. So if something doesn't fit, you have to make it fit with fancy words. And though I have never submitted any kind of peer review anything to anything, I'm a computer networker, right? This is as peer review as I get right here on YouTube. And some Twitter and some stuff. Social media. GUFON. Shout out to Rich. I saw part of the show today. I was busy. I had chores. It's just that day, right? Mm. And but that's the thing about peer review. Peer review is good, don't get me wrong, because it gets the information to different people who can actually make sense of it. One of the problems is those people who make sense to each other don't necessarily make sense to anyone else. Okay? Because you have to have a huge context, a lot of reading, a lot of background in whatever happens. You want an example, helicopter tech. Okay? Helicopter lights. Look up that. They're not supposed to work. If you go by um, a lot of mechanical attributes, it's not supposed to work. If you look at it, the spinning rotor on top is not a propeller, it's a wing. Okay? And uh, according to it, according to science, It's not supposed to work. Same with the stork and the bumblebee. None of them are supposed to be able to fly. But they all fly on the same unknown principle. And the tested theory, which cannot be nailed down. And that's a little bit, 2 instances of natural, 1 instance of manufactured, delving 1 toe into the quantum. Okay? And it works. They all work. Bumblebees fly, storks fly, helicopters fly. Obviously, you can go see a helicopter every day. Every day. You just look up and there's going to be a helicopter at some point. And yeah, here's another thing about it. Here you go. Here you go. Yeah, who gets paid to review this? Who gets paid to do it? And who is going to threaten the other guy if they give it such and such attributes? Yeah, here, a firewall. Yeah, um, human. That's the word. Human ego. We have to, and that's the problem with that. That's why things take 20, 30, 40 years to make happen. It's not it's not that it's bad. It's that somebody ends up raising a question probably that didn't need to be raised, and they have to figure it out, and there has to be documentation, and there has to be approvals, and there has to be approval to the approval, and say yes, this person authority has to be checked, credentials have to be attached. It gets crazy. I'm surprised we get anything done. Any big thing. I'm surprised we get any big thing done. But money makes it go. Money makes it happen. If you don't put this peer review through, if you don't make these results do what I want, we're withholding funding. We're not going to go and present this, as you will get paid until you do this. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. It's totally corrupt. YJ said it. It is a great firewall when it works, if there's integrity involved, but then you got ego and people who want one thing in lieu of another because it affects their well-being. And we're not talking about status and whatever, right? We're talking about straight up fucking money. There's my F-bomb. And okay, I'm gonna dial down from that. Starting to spin up on the whole corruption of the field. And Joe has put that in the chat. UraniumStore.com. I have not been there in a long time. I need to go back. They're already watching. Oh, by the way, hi to all the CIA and FBI in the audience, not watching, not participating in the chat. Great to have you here. Hit like and subscribe. You know you want to, and there you go. um, I have to manipulate 2 screens at once. So, I will put that in the chat. I will put that in the show later. Oh boy. And again, YouTube is just like every show. When things start moving, things stop. Oh, I'm lagging so bad, so hard. That's all right. That's okay. Anyway, cryptids. This is the time to see cryptids, and it's not all animals. Okay, talk about the Fae. Would they be considered cryptid? I think they're more of a mystical thing, more of a in the realm of witchcraft, not cryptids, right? And the magical realms, not the cryptid realms. Though there is a lot of crossover between them. You have to admit. I admit. I see it. Okay. Um. Yeah, that is a very good point, YJ. I'm going to put that in the chat on the screen right now. Okay, I'm also reading backwards, right? Experiments have to be repeatable. Yes, they do. However, that's not what happens with uh, John up in Canada. Okay, John Teeter, though it still happens. It's not repeatable because he's not got he has factors affecting it that we don't understand, right? He has different lighting, different sound, and don't get me started on frequency patterns, okay, and interference patterns. All right, here's Monty. I'm not even reading it. I'm putting it in there. Let's see what it say. Oh, that's old folklore. Old. And let me see what YouTube looks like. I want to see what my throughput looks like. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm pretty sure I'm. How does everything look in sound? Sound check, video check. Give me a check. Did things seem okay out there? He says, as a form of protection. Yes, I understand. It's complicated. Okay, sound check, video check. How do I look and sound? Please. Sound okay? Good on this end? Okay, Monty and Tim say sound okay. Monty's in UK, so I must have a good signal and everything is working. Alrighty then. But okay, I don't recall right off. East Tennessee is where Bigfoot is located. Okay, East Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, um, yeah, yeah, that area. That's Hellier country, right? Ohio. Um, that's all Bigfoot country. This is Bigfoot country. I'm surprised we don't have somebody. I don't have a Bigfoot working at or working at the gas station. They'll take anybody. And yeah, yeah. YJ has got an excellent thing to say here. I love it when the Fibonacci sequence can come into play, come into conversation. Love it. And um, okay, trying to stay on topic. I have had a lot happen. Okay, this week, uh, Sabrina has been getting way involved with me, and that's fine. She wasn't before, but she seems to step in when things are like really emotional, and they have been, and she's been stepping in. They both still say no aliens, but then I've been changing my mind about a few things too. But Zena's kind of taking a back seat. There was a time in traffic when I thought this person was following me. They seemed to think I cut them off. I did not. They were in the wrong lane, and I didn't realize it, and it looked like I cut them off. But I thought they started following me. They did not. Xena knew better, but she says, "Okay, I'll get my axe ready," and that's pretty much the only time. She's still here, of course. She's still here, and yeah, I was talking with Raven. Raven, you remember this? And Xena came around, started talking to me while I was talking to you, and Sabrina doesn't say much when I'm in this kind of mood, but when it's an emotional time, it's not a nice emotional time, a rough patch, and that was she's still hanging around, right? Of course she's gonna hang around. She's a spirit guide. What It's her job, literally. She chose this profession. And I make funny jokes about them. And I make fun with your spirit guides. Didn't you get the memo? Did y'all have a meeting or something? Okay. Horizon City, El Paso County. I will bring that up. I could not find anything on it. But there was some sort of sighting in there. Okay, if I could learn to type again. In a weird angle. Horizon City, El Raven, that's awesome. I love that. 1138, that's a particular number right there. That's a very particular number. But Horizon City, El Paso County. I believe it was a sighting of something. And yeah, Horizon City Monster. This is from yesterday. Horizon City Monster. There's a Bigfoot in Horizon City. Gotta love it. Okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't look too hard because this came right up from El Paso Times. I will read. This is yesterday when this was reported. Horizon City Monster sparks fascination in some borderland residents. There is a video. I'll skip the video for now. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. This is from 2003. First was September 20th, 1975. Okay. I'm not going to bother since it's literally 20 years old. And it must be a really slow news day for them over there. Or they've been given forbidden topics like the border. That's a forbidden topic now. When was the last time you heard about immigration? When was the last time you heard? It's all been tic tac and Russia and Ukraine and what else? And the train derailments. Come on. You'd think they were trying to manipulate something. Okay, well, I will leave that link for the El Paso Times in the description. It is from Trish Long. Never met her. And I will have to read that later. We might read it during the next hours. I don't know. Yeah, lag is huge over here. The YouTube chat that I'm looking at says, this is going, someone put the thought into that one, Raven, and uranium. Oh, no, that is new. Okay, my bad. That is new. Because Joe repeated himself, uranium is legal to own and sell in the United States. Yes. Yes, it is. I didn't realize it. They don't want weapons. They don't want infrastructure being messed with. They don't want mass death. Okay. That's a good one, YJ. Yeah, that's good. So much for Cryptid Show. Personal experience. My only cryptid has been in the woods when I was 7 or 8. That's it. And I've seen some footprints, and they're real. I did see them. I've been to a couple of events, but that's all. I'm not. It doesn't follow me like this other stuff follows me. That's why people get into what they get into. It follows them. It keeps coming up. This stuff keeps coming up for me. The numbers, the symbols, spirit guides literally speaking to me, not in symbols and there are 2 frogs instead of 3 on the windowsill that day. No, it's nothing like that. It is literally, hey, you, hey, nice to see you here today, or something like that. It told me a Star Wars joke, And Joe says, it was reported again, so they bring it back up. I will look it up. I will read that article and I will see what other come up. But I don't want to have a whole 20-year thing go on, right? Talking about things for the last 20 years, and they have their filler stuff talking about general Bigfoot trivia. Okay. I will skim it later. I'll read it. I'll read it soon. I didn't get a chance. I should have. But yeah, the cryptids don't really follow me. Raven had an encounter. She's coming on next hour. When I say next hour, after a break. I need more coffee and stuff. Me and Amy are out of coffee. It can't happen. Okay. YJ, I would like to know more. Of course, you're invited to come on next hour, right? I would like to hear about that sighting. YJ says, I had two cryptid events. One at about 12 years old, a Sasquatch in our camp. One about 12 years old, a Sasquatch in our camp following us out the next day, and then on a pogo sighting in 2002. Yeah. Ogopogo, sorry. I don't know what I say. Ogopogo sighting in 2002. I am not familiar too much with Ogopogo, so I need to look that up. Something else is, well, you know what? That's the first hour. I was kind of all over the place trying to talk about cryptids, but I don't have that much personal experience. I wish I did. It's a neat topic. I love Bigfoot and Dogman. As topics, I would love to meet one. Even Dogman, yeah. People say, you say you want to meet Dogman, you don't. It's scary. I'm like, you're not me. And yeah, I know I'm not apex predator or nothing, but I got a few tricks up my sleeve, okay? Maybe there's a reason things don't come around people like me, okay? People like who are in my family, people like who are in our chat room. They don't come around too much because we got an awareness and an ability our Keith Andrews talks about as native and natural manipulation of zero-point energy. I think that is the quantum link. All right, I will wrap this up. This has been the first hour quantum show, and it's been fun. Oh, sorry. That's coffee, not in my cup. This has been fun. I will be starting the next hour after a short break. And y'all, until the next hour,